Good morning, bit of a change from the norm. So today we're featuring Steve Sayers' Mini Moke. It's a 1967 car which he's owned since 2018 and he's had it fully restored to the condition you see it in today. So in today's video we're going to go out for a drive in it, interview Steve and have a little bit of a look around. Right, so thanks Steve for bringing along your Mini Moke today. 1967, you've owned it since 2018. I'm really keen to find out a little bit more about the car. So in your own words, why a Mini Moke? What got you into Mini Mokes, and yeah, what's your passion for them?
So it was more to do with from a young age, one of my dad's friends, the joke would always be going to his house, into his garage, there's a car under that, and it was just this pile of junk. They moved from Burgess Hill down to Cornwall back in the 90s. We went down there for a family holiday, and that was when I first saw the car, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. What the first time I saw it, I thought it was the best thing that I've ever seen. Then through the years, as we've gone down there holidaying and that, we sort of got it started, just tinkered around with it. We got it up and running, so Jack, who was the owner of it, could drive the car to get it for an MOT, but sadly he never did, and the car just sat there.
So have you ever had any other Minis, or has it always been Mokes?
I've had 2 other Minis. So I had a Mini Special, which was a 1978 Mini Special, which was privately imported from South Africa, and it was actually it was in the country a year before the Mini Special was actually released in the UK.
Wow, that must have been interesting for people to see on the roads back then. Something different.
But then there were so many Minis on the road, it never sort of really stood out.
So tell us about the restoration on this one. So obviously I'm in it now, and you'll see some pictures as we go through. It is absolutely immaculate. It looks better than it would have done when it left the showroom or the factory as such. So so you started the restoration in 2018. Looks fairly comprehensive. So talk us through that process. What have you had done to the car?
So in 2018 I picked the car up. I then basically sat it in the garage whilst I could research what to do, who to use it, or who to get to refurbish it. And once I got it registered with the DVLA, and then started to strip it down. After going through with the Moke Club, so many people had kept mentioning to me a company called M Parts, which is based in Wales, and yeah, they've done a phenomenal job really on this. I wanted to keep as much as the original metalwork as possible on it, and John down at M Parts understood that, rather than just taking the easy route and just putting a new body shell on it.
Excellent. But the final assembly you done yourself, didn't you?
I did. So the subframes were all powder coated. When we went to look at it after all the welding had been done on it, we took the subframes down there. So when I went to pick it up, it was just a rolling chassis, and then everything else I've just put together myself.
So what's your favourite feature about the Mini Moke? What's kind of the bit do you love the most, or the bits you love the most? There might be more than one thing, I guess.
I think it's just, it's hard to sort of say really, because it's an open top car. You're using it in the sun, you know, nice weather. What's better?
And how do you feel about driving it along? I mean, it does have seat belts, but aside from that, not much in the way of driver safety aids, is there?
No, not really. But, you know, people are looking out. You just got to be a little bit careful. Yeah, it can be a bit intimidating when you're sort of sat next to a lorry and you've got the exhaust blowing in your face.
So it's a relatively recent restoration. It's probably a silly question, but do you plan on keeping the car?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've made a big commitment to myself on keeping this car. It's not something I would ever sell.
And if there was one thing you could change about it, is there anything, or are you just happy with it as it is?
I don't think there's anything that I would change with it. Part of me would like another Moke so I could sort of tinker around with it, but this one's going to stay original or within the sort of period of when it was made.
So what I tend to see with cars like this, especially stored to this condition, they don't get used, but you use your car quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I did Lord's Mayor's Parade in London on New Year's Day, and yeah, that was horrific weather for that, driving home. Drove to the Riviera running it, so drove this down to Cornwall. I had my mate in his van following behind me.
That's got to be a 400-500 mile round trip, hasn't it, down to Cornwall?
Yeah,
probably more, isn't it,
yeah,
by the time you've driven around over the weekend?
Yeah, and then whilst it was down there, it had the AC Dodd treatment.
Brilliant. So I'm sure it drives really nicely now. It's well worth it.
Massive improvement, massive improvement. Yeah.
And during the restoration, did you run into any problems? Is there any advice you could give to someone else that was thinking about taking on something like this?
Highest part, new rubbers are rubbish. If you can save the old ones, do. I mean, the saving grace was M Parts. They've got everything you need. John also tests it all to make sure it is all fit for purpose before he actually sells it and ships it all out.
Right, we're going to go out for a drive in a moment. If there's any questions that you want to ask that have not been answered already, please get in the comments down the bottom. Steve's a regular viewer and subscriber of the channel, so I'm sure you'll jump on the chat and answer any questions if people want to know stuff.
Yep, more than happy to.
Brilliant. Right, let's take it out for a ride then.
Yep. So then, Keith, what did you think of the Moke?
Well, firstly, thanks, Steve, for letting me drive it. It's the first time I've properly driven a Moke, so new experience for me. It drives absolutely brilliant. You've done an amazing job. A few things from me, it's really, really light, and you notice that on the road. So it may only have a little 850 engine, but it actually goes really, really well. It's quite fun to drive. That feeling of being completely open, yes, you probably feel a little bit vulnerable on motorways and that sort of thing, but driving around the country roads, yeah, it's just a whole new experience. And what really surprises me is the suspension. Now, that is probably because it's longer wheelbase, but because it's lightweight as well, it drives really nicely. So this car is a real credit to you, Steve, and just thanks for bringing it down today so we can feature it on the channel.
So the next question is, will we see one on your channel?
Now there's an ask. They're obviously quite rare to come by, but having driven one now, if I did get the opportunity to restore a Moke, I think it would be a nice little project to do. So who knows? Let's see. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Cheers.